First question back. What do you think Mickey's feet look like?
Like size or like, are we trying to get like a toe count here?
Obviously, he's like a size, I don't know, 14, I think.
I think they're pretty fine proportionally considering he's a cartoon.
Like, have you seen that TikTok meme of the Sonic feet?
I have not.
Good for you, but I'm pretty sure it's like that. Big, but still humanly accurate.
It might just be like an oval shape with like little circle balls.
You don't think he has toes? I was gonna say.
I think he does, but I think it's just like very simplified.
What eldritch abomination is Mickey without toes? We're back.
We're back by popular demand. People have been begging nonstop for
exactly. This. The last series popped off. Max had like 250 views. Like, come on.
I said I was only coming back if we got 249 views.
I think it's at 240 actually.
Oh.
I kind of put some sugar on that, but
well,
fooled you.
Well, by the time this comes out, you know.
So last time we did the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, right? Who the fuck gives a fuck about the characters? Like, why did you start playing Kingdom Hearts? Because of Terra? Fuck no.
Oh god, no. I almost stopped because of Terra.
Exactly. You saw Jack Skellington right next to Donald, Goofy, and whatever this fuck anime kid is, and you're like, I'm gonna buy that game.
Pretty much.
And so that's why we're here. Because apparently there's 42 fucking worlds. Not all of them Disney. Not all of them. Most of them. We're here to list the real reasons we bought the game. For the Disney worlds. For that Disney magic. For that intellectual property. The reason copyright is fucked in America. I think the last video proves we're like the two best minds in the Kingdom Hearts together. Like, no one else can beat our wit, our knowledge, our lore. So I think we need another official tier list to match the other one.
Yeah, we truly are the Jordan and Pippin of the Kingdom Hearts community.
I would say pinking the brain. You can decide who's Pinky, who's the brain, and which one's smarter. We can decide about that later. But I would say pinking the brain, pretty close. Let's just start this thing. Let's not make the people wait. We start off where it all started.
Where it all began.
The little place that could. The one island. That's a small island, apparently, in a really big island, because there's a mainland that we've never been to, except in cutscenes. Yeah. Destiny Island.
It has a lot of character for what it is.
Does it? We've only been around it physically once in Kingdom Hearts 1. By the way, rule set off the bat. We're going through each world, and each world represents the world in its entirety of the series.
Yeah, every appearance.
So, like, best example, Olympus Coliseum. It's the culmination of Olympus Coliseum in every fucking game it's been in, which is almost every fucking game. All right?
Yeah. Well, except we're not counting...
We're not counting 358.
Chain of Memories.
Key. We're counting the stuff that fucking matters, all right?
Yes.
Castle Oblivion's on here, so that gets representation. That's rule set. Again, back to Destiny Island. So, like, we've only been there physically once. Like, walking around, seeing what's around there. We got some Final Fantasy characters as usual. And the rest is just in cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, yeah, lore, 10 out of 10. It's very important. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Kingdom Hearts was in Destiny Island for how important it is.
Probably.
Sora, Kairi, Riku from there. Xehanort's apparently from there, maybe, probably. Probably Mickey Mouse was born there. Or what Thomas River, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, lore-wise, like, is very important. And seemingly will only be more important.
In, what was the new game called? I already forget. Melody of Memories. We saw that apprentice Xehanort, whatever, sent Kairi there. But I don't know if he sent her there specifically, or if, like, Destiny... He just sent her in that tube, and Destiny sent her there, like it sent everyone in Kingdom Hearts Cross.
Yeah. Well, like, and he's, like, him being Xehanort. Yeah, Xehanort.
He's apprentice
Xehanort is from there. Yeah. The original Xehanort is from there.
But is that Xehanort with his memories back?
I have no idea.
I think it is, because he was doing that as the world was falling to darkness, right? And I think by that time he already, like, took out the guards and the scientists and made them nobodies. So I think he did have his memories back, I think. I'm pretty sure. Again, no, we're right, because we know the lore, so we're right.
Yeah, we're deciding.
But it still doesn't change that, like, she ended up here for some reason. I think it's just destiny.
Well, that's what I mean, is, like, either he had the memories and intentionally sent her there, or he didn't have his memories, but something within him triggered him to send her to that place. Like, either way, he has some connection there.
I think he was trying to send her to Quadratum. I think.
That's possible.
If I remember correctly. If I watched the ending cutscene once just so I can like feed up on my lore and forget million memories ever happened. But so like in the first game we're there. It's a good long while, about like 30 minutes if you or 2 hours for me because I kept trying to beat the fuck out of Riku and kept losing.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to get, and like they were just gonna sail away to another world on a raft and like 3 coconuts. They would have died.
They wouldn't have. I mean, yeah, obviously they weren't going to make it off the world because that's not how that works.
They didn't know that.
I guess they thought it was flat.
Oh, do we know it's not flat?
I mean, it's circular in the.
Oh yeah, you're
image.
right. Oh damn! So even like fake worlds aren't flat. What are flat earthers even thinking? Damn. Disney proved the world's not flat. Who would have guessed? More, I'm just thinking about like the ending of like when it starts getting swallowed up in the darkness, where Riku gets spirited away. Sora gets a Keyblade, goes through a bunch of shadows into that weird fucking door, and that's where the keyhole is. Very dangerous. I wonder if like anyone knows about keyholes, because like the government would have like covered that up immediately. I don't think it would help Xehanort, but you know, it's like leaving like the button to just blow up your world right there where children are playing.
Yeah, it's unclear how much like Xehanort knew about that kind of stuff while he was like still there.
Oh, Ansem was there. Bag boy Ansem.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy, which was revealed like 5 games later.
I mean, there were context clues, but
yeah, it's cool.
And if you read the journal, then like it said, not a journal, the strategy guide, it kind of spoiled it for some reason, but yeah.
Oh. And
then that happens, and we leave Destiny Island pretty much forever, because we go back very end of 2. Very end, like the ending of 2, right? Just for how we're back.
Well, we get to see it at the start of 2, when Kairi is trying to remember who Sora is.
But she's not back there. She's in the town.
Oh, well, yeah. But that's like part of the world, right?
I guess. That's like saying Thanksgiving Land is part of Halloween Town. Like, it's there.
But we don't get a cutscene of Thanksgiving Land.
It's true.
We don't know what yeah.
Next, Kingdom Hearts 4, we gotta go back.
I would love it.
And then BBS is where it kind of... I mean, we weren't there for... Oh, no, we were there because it was the beginning of BBS where Xehanort took Ventus. I thought that was interesting because he took Ventus there to die. Like, he thought Ventus was going to die. And he's just like, I'll take you somewhere pretty while you fade away into nothingness.
Yeah, that is interesting. Because then maybe that has to do with also... Maybe he did try to send Kairi there to get rid of her. Maybe that's like his dumping ground.
True.
Or maybe that's like supposed to be a place that you like can't get out of or something, you know what I mean? It's just like a dump of like, I'm sending you here to strand you here so you don't get in my way later or something.
Well, I think he sent her there to like protect her because she was the light they needed to save. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
We can't know everything. We're not perfect. We're not Nomura. Only Nomura knows more than us.
Yeah.
Alright, so with all that considering, it's very important to the Kingdom Hearts lore, but it's not like fun. I think we need to take fun into account because like the first part of Kingdom Hearts it's not Twilight Town, but it's not all that hype except for like 2 moments. It's
like relatively fun, but it's also kind of like, all right, can we be done here?
Yeah. Like again, not as bad as Twilight Town, but like
no, it's not as bad as that tutorial in terms of length, but there's also like less to do.
Oh, true. We can't deliver mail to pigeons in Destiny Islands.
Exactly. I mean, there's a good amount of like world building there, just in terms of like, you know, they talk about the parents and stuff. Kind of, you kind of get a feel for
parents.
That. I mean, they like show them. They show them like going back to their room and like.
We've heard a mention of 2 parents: Riku's mom. Riku's dad and Sora's mom.
Yeah.
Who are like in my head canon, they're banging, but that's just me. It'll be proved later.
Okay. Yeah.
So, So, like, 10 out of 10 on lore, fucking 1 out of 10 on fun. Can we put it in, like, B?
I think B's fair, yeah.
We
just haven't been there enough to, like, really
we haven't interacted enough with it. Like,
but people, like, constantly are like, oh, they should make that playable.
Oh, of course. Like, we thought it was going to be playable in 3, because of the very first island we see in 3 is Destiny Island. And then that's pretty much the last place we go. But whatever. That's marketing for you. Mm-hmm. So next is when the game gets good. Traverse Town.
Yes. This is where it really picks up.
That's where the Final Fantasy really jumps out on you. Some Disney in there, but I think it's mostly Final Fantasy. Because it's like, pretty much if your world gets fucked and you somehow survive, or you're important enough to Disney to survive, you end up here.
I think, okay, I know like Destiny Islands is kind of like the world people like always think of, but Traverse Town might be the most like Kingdom Hearts world. Because like you said, it's like, it's where you go and you meet all the Final Fantasy characters there, all the like important ones for that game, but it's also where you meet Donald and Goofy.
True, that's very important.
You really get the full fusion of all of that combined together.
For me, that's where the game just like starts.
Yeah,
is when Donald Goofy fucking land on Sora. That's where the game starts. That's why I'm here for the Disney bullshit. That's when it really starts.
Exactly.
And like you fight Leon from Final Fantasy VIII, which sucks, but Leon's pretty cool. And all the other Final Fantasy people. That's when you really get into like, you're right, the Kingdom Hearts really starts there, because that's where the fish out of water. Pretty much all of Kingdom Hearts is like a fish out of water story, which is like maybe the reason we don't go to this island that much, because like that's Sora's home. But the whole game needs to be like out of his element and like acclimate to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's classic hero's journey. You can't take place in the hometown of the hero. And
we also go back. We'll go back in 3D.
Yes.
Which is like that's the tutorial world for 3D pretty much, except for that weird Ursula fight that happens. Pretty much the first thing that comes to my mind is the fucking soundtrack. Holy fucking shit. I play, like, when I'm working on shit, I play that in the background. Like, that jazz version of the Traverse Town theme. Mm-hmm. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. And, like, you get flow motion there. And you get the fucking, what is it? The World Ends of View characters, which I have no opinion about whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't...
They're more anime than the Final Fantasy people, which is... I mean, I guess Traverse Town is like is the anime world of Kingdom Hearts, pretty much. Besides Hollow Bastion, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's where the fun really starts in Kingdom Hearts. The lore is kind of just like, oh, if you're cool enough to not get killed by darkness, you end up here and you chill out, I guess. There's
like a lot to do in terms of just like physical space in the world, and like stuff to go around to, and
especially in Kingdom Hearts 1, it's one of the more busier feeling worlds, because there's actually NPCs. It's like what Kingdom Hearts 3 turned out to be, where NPCs are in every world pretty much. Well, most of the worlds. I mean, I think it fits along B just for the same reason. Actually, no, yeah, B. Because like, again, it's not like top tier, like, oh shit, this is the world. But it's like very important, like lore-wise and story-wise. It's vital. It's a pretty cool world, banging soundtrack. Playable in more one games, which I gotta consider. So I put it in B.
Yeah, that's fair.
Behold. Alright, so now we get to the actual Disney shit. And we start off on the wrong foot with Wonderland.
Okay, I'm glad you said it.
I do not like Wonderland at all. Because, like, okay, I get it. Wonderland's supposed to be confusing and weird and wacky. Like, oh, I go up and I end up down? What the fuck? But that's not good when you want to finish the level.
Yeah, also it's the first Disney world. It's like the first, like, get your legs out world.
Yeah, and it's like weirdly one of the oldest that they put it in like the series, because like BBS is where like the old shit goes, like Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and like fucking what was this, made in the 60s and 70s?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's like one, and well, I think the main reason because they made Alice the Princess of Heart for some reason, not Ariel again for some reason.
Because she has legs.
I guess. Like, does Ariel need to walk? What the fuck ever. The main thing is, like, the trial. I know you don't have to get all the boxes, but it's just like, then what's the point? It's not like you need Donald and Goofy for that fight. It's not hard at all.
I mean, it is. I do like that just for the aspect of, like, that and, like, with the Leon fight and a couple other things in that game where you can kind of go about it different ways. Like, you can lose the Leon fight, and you get a different cutscene if you win.
You're a pussy
if
you
lose.
You're a pussy if you lose. I never lost, but go on.
Okay.
Seems like you've lost, so...
I almost exclusively lose that fight.
Wow.
But, yeah. But like that thing with the evidence, like you can kind of collect a lot if you want, you can collect none, you can kind of do whatever you want. It's kind of it's interesting. It adds character, I guess.
I guess, but then just like going through the world's not fun because it's like a fucking FromSoft game where you gotta do like mental gymnastics. I guess that kind of fits Wonderland, so I guess the spirit of Wonderland is there, but it's not fun to play at all.
Yeah,
and the boss is bullshit. Fuck that boss.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's kind of annoying to get through, and especially like as your first like world, because like like we said, like Traverse Town is like a good solid like this is where everything starts, but like Traverse Town, your first visit in Kingdom Hearts 1 ends with you like linking up with Donald and Goofy for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So like when that's what you're expecting, you're like, okay, now we're gonna get started going on the adventure. So the first place you go is Wonderland, and I feel like whenever I play that, unless I'm like very strictly going by a guide, I just kind of end up where I'm supposed to at some point. And it's like, I never any clue how it works.
Yeah, that's Wonderland for you. Is there any reason not to put it in F? You know what? It at least fits the spirit of the movie. Like, because it's weird and wacky. Sure, it's only three rooms in the whole thing, because the forest is pretty much one big room. It would be nice, put it in D. Like, that's the lower standard right now. It's
not like it's kind of annoying, but it's not like excruciating to get to. Like I still play through it.
Yeah, it's not like every level of 358 where you just want to end every world you go through.
And it does add to like the mystery when like you do all, which I think is interesting too, especially for that game where you do all this stuff to try to prove Alice is innocent, and you finally get there and then she's gone, and then it's like, oh wait, what's going on here? Like something bigger is going on here than just in this world, and I think that like makes it interesting.
True. Okay, yeah, that's another reason putting in D. There's a bit of intrigue in there. I like that. All right, so next is the GOAT, the more obvious favorites. Olympus Coliseum. What's your favorite version?
I think I got to go with Kingdom Hearts 2. It's tough because 3 is really good also.
Yeah, it's so close for me. I think I want to edge out with 3 just because of like the ending boss fight with the Titans.
Oh, that actually is really good.
That shit blew my fucking mind. I'm like, this is Kingdom Hearts now. This is the anime bullshit Kingdom Hearts was always meant to be. You're fucking flying in the air, fighting the weather, fighting two big ass monsters at once. So like in 3, it was genius to make that the first world in Kingdom Hearts 3 because like it's one we're all familiar with. It fits story wise with needing with Bien Sid telling him to go find Hercules to wake the power of waking, the first try they get out of 10,000. And like the world's just fun. Like even Kingdom Hearts 1, it's just like a battle royale pretty much, but it's still fun. And like you fight fucking Cloud, the fucking best Final Fantasy character ever. You fight Cerberus. You fight Sephiroth. Yeah,
that for me in Kingdom Hearts 1 where you go through that bit where it's like you go through the games and then you're like, I think you're supposed to fight, I don't remember the order of it, but I think you're supposed to fight Hercules next or something, and then he has to help fight Cerberus because that whole like thing goes down.
No, you fight Cloud, then Cerberus, then you come back to do the Hercules Cup and then fight Hercules.
Yeah, well, yeah, but when you go, before you have to fight Cerberus, isn't like you're supposed to fight Hercules, but then he has to get involved in that, and then so you can't fight, you have to come back later, I think it's like the story or something.
You fight Cloud, and that's a fight you can win or lose, and then Cerberus comes up, and then Hercules, because that's the first time you see Hercules, is when he's holding Cerberus off.
Yes, you're right.
So we can go like little by little each game. So Kingdom Hearts 1, it's cool, bare, but like there's still a lot to do because of the cups.
Yeah,
that's like the main thing about it is the cups. 2 adds the underworld, which is like holy shit. Like the top is still kind of bare, but like the bottom with the underworld, that was like the most genius way to expand that world.
Yeah, and to be fair, the top in that world is just kind of there so you can say you went back there.
And to be destroyed by the Hydra.
Because basically, if you took the top part away from that world, like you still have everything and more from the first one.
True.
So it's like it's just kind of there as like a place to do the Hydra fight, to do some story stuff, but then just to be like, yeah, you remember this place from before.
Like for some reason, they make Olympus Coliseum a very Final Fantasy focused world, at least in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Because you get Cloud, and Sephiroth in the first one. Second one, you get Auron from Final Fantasy X. So I guess that's where they kind of just throw their favorites in there, being like, oh, you can fight your favorite Final Fantasy character and fucking Hercules for some reason, which is a good Disney movie. I'm not gonna say it's not. Like,
no, yeah,
it's pretty up there, like top tier Renaissance in my opinion.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah. And you fight Cerberus a few times, which is always a good boss fight. You fight Pete. That's another good one. Any place you fight Pete, automatically, like, at least 9 out of 10. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is just amazing. Like, the best intro to Kingdom Hearts 3 in terms of level design, showing NPCs, showing how mechanics work, showing how fucking everything works. Getting to Olympus, getting to fight the fucking Titans. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it makes like a really good use of like all the mechanics and stuff in a way that doesn't make you feel like you're being dragged through the world. It's just kind of like you can really fully explore that place.
It's so organic because like you want to explore all of it, and like the characters, they make the characters, because sometimes in Kingdom Hearts the Disney characters can be kind of wooden, but in like Kingdom Hearts in Olympus Coliseum they really let them shine. Like Megara, Phil in the first 2 games, and Hercules in all of them. Is there any reason this is an S?
No, I think it's top tier.
Exactly, like
it may be. We'll see. But that might be the best Disney World.
I love like getting to talk about it. Really, like getting all of it out, being like, you know what? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, it's S automatically. Oh my god, I fucking love this world. Because at least going back to Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, every time you replay it, like once every month, right? Starting Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you're like, oh yeah, I gotta get through Destiny Island, Traverse Town, I gotta get through fucking Twilight Town, I gotta get through Mysterious Tower. But now, Kingdom Hearts 3, you start at one of the best levels.
Yes.
Like, of course, best opening level, like, of course, so.
Yeah.
S tier, bow down, Herc, goat.
It also fits into the plot of that, like, in a way that I like, where Sora's like, well, I gotta be stronger, I guess I'll go see Hercules. They don't like phone it in like I feel like they like maybe do in some of the worlds when you go back. They give you like a good reason to.
Yen Sid told him to go to Hercules. So even Yen Sid, who sucks, knows it's the best world. Yen Sid in all his fucking wisdom knows, you know what, we gotta start off Kingdom Hearts 3 with the best world. Send him to Olympus Coliseum. And one more, Zigbar's there. It's first time you see Zigbar, Olympus Coliseum. Hercules talks to Zigbar, which I found really funny. I think like Zigbar calls him a bitch and fucking Herc says no you and then he leaves.
Don't we fight Demyx there also?
Oh yeah, we do. Oh shit, S. If I can make an S plus, it'd be S plus.
I'm gonna just say I think that means something. I think that's gonna be. I'm just gonna say that for posterity on this project here we're making, because we already know that Zigbar is Lushu. And Demyx is like one of the like 3 people that we don't from the organization that we don't know their like backstory.
We know he was a Keyblade wielder. That's about it.
Yeah, so I think he's like going to be really important. I think they're going to be like either best friends or mortal enemies from like a past life.
Gotta get off Olympus Coliseum right now. I know we love it. We gotta go to Deep Jungle. The first thing that happens in this world, you get fucking attacked by a fucking leopard. That's pretty metal. Yeah, no, it is pretty funny the way that starts, where like Sora and Donald are like fighting over control of the gummy ship and they crash land. Like it does a weird like mixture of like how the gummy ship works in the world. Because Sora's like, Riku could be there. Yeah, but Riku, that's a whole planet, boy. You gonna what are you gonna do? Like, use context clues. Like, he could be there, but like we're gonna search the whole Earth, that whole Earth where England exists. We're gonna search England in the 1800s. I don't know if that would work because you're Japanese. I don't know how they would react to that. Anyway, so this world is really the most mature world in the Kingdom Hearts series. Because 1, you kill an animal, like an actual animal, and 2, the villain has a gun. Yeah. Clayton's got that motherfucking thing on him. He got the gat. He will not hesitate to shoot a child. Multiple times on a fucking. How can a man with a gun just ride a fucking chameleon and have it not be fucking stupid? Yeah, I mean, he pulls it off, I guess. All for poaching. Like, he just wants to poach. He doesn't give a fuck about anything else. He just wants to make that bread. Clayton's like the most simple, straightforward Kingdom Hearts villain. I want that bread. I'm a darkness? Will darkness give me bread? Darkness. That's all he's really in it for. And Tarzan's, like, personally one of my favorite Disney movies. I think it's underrated, to be honest. Tarzan's a pretty cool... I'm talking about leveling. The leveling sucks in this world.
Yeah, the platforming kind of gets me sometimes. I get kind of caught up on that.
Especially when you gotta go up, but you gotta swing by and you can fall back down to the bottom where you gotta climb a ladder, like in the slow-ass Kingdom Hearts 1 ladder. Oh wait, Kingdom Hearts 1 is the only Kingdom Hearts with ladders, I think.
It might be.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because it's there and Neverland, but you gotta climb ladders, and I don't think we climb ladders ever again. So I think we gotta take that into account. The ladder. Does this world have ladders?
I think you're right.
Yeah, there's not a lot to do here. There is that weird scene of like when they're looking through pictures and Sora's like, I remember, that looks familiar. And some dumb people think that's Ventus talking through him when it's Kairi talking through him. Duh, get the right heart, morons.
I think it's this Hollow Bastion.
Yeah. But no, it's like, oh, it's Land of Departure. It's Ventus talking to him, even though Ventus wasn't like a glint in the Mora's eye until at least Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, well, no, and the whole point of that game, like the big reveal, is that it was Kairi. It was inside of him the whole time.
We're like, wow, a heart in a heart? That's crazy. And then it keeps happening to Sora. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a C.
Yeah, I can't think of anything to put higher. Like, Clayton's honestly the highlight of the whole world.
It's a little bit better than Wonderland, but it also has some of the problems of Wonderland.
I think it's better than Wonderland just in terms of like story and what happens, but like, yeah, the platforming's awful.
Even that part at the end where you're in that waterfall section, like when you're about to steal the keyhole, even that, like having to climb up that thing and you like miss a jump and you fall back to the bottom and like...
Because like a gorilla literally had to throw you up there. All right, so next is another kind of staple, Agrabah.
Yeah, another classic.
Yeah, which can still come back because they haven't done Prince of Thieves yet. They've done the first movie. They've done Return of Jafar. It wasn't in 3. No, it wasn't in 3. That's weird. Anyway.
No.
Like, that's weird because they could have done a third Lad movie and a third game, but I'm not Nomura. So in the first game, it's better than like the first few worlds because there's more to explore. Like you have Agrabah and you also have the Cave of Wonders, which is a terrible boss fight. I was stuck in that boss fight when I first started playing the game for so fucking long.
It's the original get up on the Hydra's back.
Oh, yo, you right. Get up on the tiger's eyes.
Yeah, just get up there.
But see, I didn't know that, so where was Phil? Get up on the Hydra's eyes. Get up on the Hydra's eyes. Well, I'm getting fucking nuked by sword dancers. Jafar is one of the better villains, in my opinion. And, like, just in terms of his presence. Like, story-wise, he kind of sucks. But, like, Jafar's like an OG Disney villain, so you gotta give him that.
Yeah, and I enjoy his, the part that he plays in the sort of, like, Illuminati of Disney villains. Like, I feel like he's, like, the number 2, sort of.
That's what I kind of thought, because that's the only world where we see Maleficent and the person in the Cabal interact together.
Yeah, that's like kind of like a landmark moment in that game. Because you kind of get hints of them, like, in various cutscenes leading up to that point. But at that point, it's kind of like, okay, it's starting to go down. Like, they're kind of all really coming together now and trying to really stop this kid.
The genie stuff isn't always... I don't think there's ever been a good Jafar boss... good genie Jafar boss fight. I think the boss fight you have when he's in his human form is better than the genie form. Because in the first game, you're kind of just chasing Iago around while avoiding slow-ass boulders. The second game is just a carpet shit, which I found really annoying. Him in the tummy, spin him around 15 times, and he never adapts. Great, Jafar, you're almighty genie person. I think Aladdin's, like, in terms of, like, Disney party members, he's one of the better ones.
Yeah, he's pretty cool to have.
Better attacks, one of the best limit breaks. Oh my fucking god. Him and Sora team up, they bounce off each other and just start slicing. Oh my god. Jasmine, Princess of Heart, so that's very important. It does tie into the overall story, that matters, because they take Jasmine. Do you think Riku took Jasmine, right?
I think
that's implied.
So.
That's for
yeah.
Damn, Riku. All right. I mean, they're the same age, weirdly, but yeah.
Probably, yeah.
They're both 15. I think it's the point where Kingdom Hearts starts getting like really fun. The first game, at least.
Yeah.
I think we put in B.
Yeah. I think B's pretty good.
And we have the genie played by the Homer Simpson.
Yes.
He had to take the babysitter home. Then I noticed she was sitting on her sweet can. I grabbed her sweet can. Oh, just thinking about her can. I just wish I had her sweet can.
Also adds to it.
And look, maybe they'll do the third one when we find out that Sora's dad is the Master of Masters.
Yo. So Demyx is Sora's dad.
Yeah, well, Demyx took the vessel of Sora's dad.
Sora is not confirmed to have a dad. Riku is. Sora, we hear his mom, that's it. Could be a single mother. And Kairi
Yeah.
we don't know where the fuck Kairi's living. She's homeless. She lives on an island in a cave because she doesn't have parents. Her parents are dead, I guess?
She has a grandma, but that's all we know.
Who's dead, I guess? Because she lived on Hollow Bat. Whatever. That's lore bullshit for later. Alright, we get to the one, the only Atlantica. Swim this way. We'll dance and we'll play. It's very easy coming in. Take a chance and dab on them.
Hell yeah, stab on the haters.
Holy shit. Ugh.
And there's a lot of them to dab on.
I already had my mind made up. Prove to me it's not F. Prove to me it's not F.
I mean, I don't hate the music mini games. It's not the worst thing I've ever done, but
Okay, the thing is, it's not required. That's the thing. But did you know that when you first played Kingdom Hearts 2?
no, but I'll do it anyways. even though I know that now. But I don't skip anything, so that's kind of
Fine, I guess I won't be a cynic.
Okay, the thing is, it does the thing that Wonderland does, where it's kind of confusing to navigate.
No, it's worse. Because
It's worse.
It's worse because, one, there are secrets to get to important places, like riding the specific dolphin, not just the one dolphin, the specific dolphin. After you
Yep.
do this, after you do this, after you go here, which looks like here, and do the same fucking thing over again.
Yeah, it's very confusing, and on top of all that, you have a weird movement mechanic specific to that world that you have to like navigate.
It would be on par with Wonderland if it wasn't for that bad control.
I would even maybe put it on par with Deep Jungle because the world is so much bigger and there's like cooler things in it.
But I hate
if it wasn't for that.
I don't care if it's bigger. I
Yes.
hate it. If it was smaller, if it was as small as Wonderland, it would be Wonderland. But it's much bigger, which means there's much more room to get fucking lost.
Well, yeah, it's just weird. I do like the which they've seemingly done nothing with in the first game when King Triton is like, yeah, I know Keyblade wielders suck, so you guys can get out of here. And it's like, wait, how does he know about that? What's like the story behind that? Because he makes it seem like he's been screwed over by one before, and they haven't done anything with that yet.
By Demix, who's the water guy.
It could be, and that's how he got his powers.
Master of Masters. Master of Masters just fucked over King Triton. And you're right, because in the first game, we don't know the whole lore behind Keyblade wielders. So,
Yeah.
but going on and on how in-depth Keyblade wielders are, we're like, how the fuck we're trying to know about that? Especially when there's a law by someone. Wait, one question. Do you think telling a world about another world breaks a nature taboo?
Yeah, it has to, right?
Because, they say it's a law of sort of order, but who enforces that? Mickey doesn't. No one's above Mickey. He's a king. I think he's only the king of his world.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like we shouldn't do this because it could lead to like negative side effects.
I think now that's a good thing to say, being like, no, we have to. We can't have these Disney characters interacting because that breaks a nature taboo.
Mike, you gotta stop with this jaywalking.
Messing with that gay shit.
What gay shit, the law?
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that logic. And King Triton, I don't fucking know. He's in Quadratum right now because he broke a nature taboo talking about it.
Yeah, because at that time, like at that point of playing through the series, you have no reference for other Keyblade wielders. Like as far as you know, like Sora is the one.
Two in the end, Keyblade. We think it's like a 1 in a million weapon.
Yeah.
And that Riku could have had, but Sora got.
Yeah, and so to be like, and we also, from Donald and Goofy being like, hey, this world order shit is real important.
Mm-hmm. Well, mostly Donald.
So mostly Donald.
Goofy doesn't give a fuck. Donald's the
Goofy
one,
kind of- yeah.
Donald's the one changing your exterior to fit the world.
But it feels like that's a really big deal, and it feels like there's one Keyblade wielder in existence at a time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for him,
we wish.
So for Triton to be like, oh yeah, I know about Keyblade wielders. You guys really screwed shit up before. It's like, oh, that feels like a huge deal in that game.
Also, the Ursula boss fights are bad. All of them. The one in the
Yeah.
cauldron, bad. The giant one, awful. The one in 3D, bad. The best boss fight is 2. I'll give you that. The thing is, right, I would put it in D, but I don't think there's anything worse, and we do need an F.
Oh yeah, no, I'm 100%. It should go in F.
I think it's just the system kind of took it down. Sorry, Atlantica, you just suck.
Yeah, I probably even because people always go, oh, singing minigames bad. But if it was just that, I wouldn't even put it in F because it's like not that egregious. It just is what it is.
My main thing is just the first game is just I know it's optional, but you want to go to every world.
Yeah.
And it's just so bad to play. It's the only world I meme on fucking Twilight Town and, I don't know, Destiny Island, but I legitimately do not like playing Atlantica.
Yeah, there's nothing in 2 or in 3D that redeem it enough from the first one to be like, oh, this is fine now.
Like, 2 brings it up in, like, the most backwards, I guess way possible.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, I don't have to deal with this now.
Because they're even like, I bet they were like, these mechanics are awful. We don't want to do them anymore. Just have a sing world that doesn't matter. They can skip and then never talk about it again. And she's a summon in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is the most useful Ariel has ever been.